So on the right here we got a flour mill, Whitworth Brothers, Ross Limited. Always pretty busy. But you can't moor up here, it's all fenced off and warning signs, and even though it's in the bygone days was a wharf. See the concrete bollards they used to offload or unload here. I'm not sure if the mill was here in those days, but there's some fairly old storage sheds and things coming up ahead of us. And now we're getting a face full of smoke. Obviously the fire has just been stoked. What we did this morning before we left, because we were coming to a water point, is we ran a load of washing, which happened to be all the towels. So now they hang inside drying, so the fire's kept going. Some people may have some concerns with creating damp inside the boats, condensation, but it's something we've never had an issue with. We try all the time to use our wood burner, although we burn smokeless fuel on it, because it's dry heat. We make sure the boat is well ventilated. All the portholes are cracked at night just to leave it, let a little bit of air circulate. We've got mushrooms in the roof, big vents in the front, and we have very little issues with condensation. So it doesn't worry me at all. So once we're under this pipe bridge, there's some space to moor up on the right hand side, which we will try one of these days, because it actually is a nice mooring setup, and the access to the town is good. I don't believe there's any issues from a security point of view or anything like that. And then as we go under this bridge, on the right hand side is the visitor moorings, which at this time of the year, till the end of this month, are 2-week moorings. Then I think they drop down to 2 or 3 day moorings, although more than likely the signage has disappeared. 2 road bridges here. One very, very old, the steel work one, and the other one a little bit newer. If necessary, you could just sneak in behind the cream coloured boat. But, the other option, of course, is to moor on the left hand side and walk over the bridge, because there is a walkway over this bridge. There you have direct access. See some more fishermen on the right hand side. Bear left a little bit to stay out of their way. So, this is Egborough. Let's carry on through here. And the canal stays this wide for quite a lot further. You can see the sun's starting to show itself. That would make it a far more pleasant day to move around. On the right hand side is a truck park. They've got fuel there, they've got a little cafe, toilet facilities. Truckies come in here and spend the night or have breakfast and use the facilities. Actually quite a big setup. It goes like quite a way down the side of the canal. Never seen it overly busy. Last year they were extending it further down in front of us. Set up for the truckers. also some storage available here as well. Quite often see transfers between trucks, lorries. Navigator's got tired of watching. Now he's quite happy that we're just chugging along. Hasn't seen the doggy on the left hand side. There's a whole bunch on the right hand side. There's nice walks out here. Left hand side is very much farm orientated, whereas the right hand side through here is industrialized, but then becomes far more farm orientated. Rural, that's the right word for it. Lots of dogs. Navigator said he was well behaved, so now he gets a sweet. Not that he's got many teeth left to eat them, sadly enough. A bit like me. Prefer soft food. Although biltong is still top of the priority list. And there are some very good suppliers in this country. I'm going to pay a little bit of a premium, but it's good stuff. Okay, we've now left the industrial section behind for a little while. Now in the middle of the farmlands, although the highway is still on our left. Lots of busy people out there keeping industry going. Very open, this section. Have to be a little bit cautious. Blow my equipment off the roof. A bit embarrassing. Well, not embarrassing. Yeah, the phone goes in the water. Ouch. In Knottingley, there's several places to moor up. There's visitor moorings at the Bank Dole Junction, which is just next to the lock that feeds down onto the river. If you want to go through the Selby and beyond, it's a nice mooring, other than the fact that there's a glass factory right next to it, which runs 24/7. So there's a little bit of noise there. Sometimes there's people on their little off-road bikes running up and down the path just to annoy people. And then there's a second one through in what they call the amphitheatre, which is quite a nice little green area in the middle of the town. Moorings there are nice, but you're a little bit enclosed by trees and things like that. So if you rely on solar like we do, you've got to be a little bit cautious where you moor there. In the middle of summer it's fine because obviously the sun's right overhead. So these sort of times of year where the sun's still quite low on the horizon, you can lose the benefits of the sun if there is any, of course. Although these panels do pick up quite a bit even on a day like this. You can actually go through Knottingley to Ferry Bridge. There's some more moorings there. We've never tried them. We walk down there quite a lot. And there, just before the lock, it drops down onto the river as well, going in the opposite direction if you want to go to Castleford. So there are a few options. The first one in the basin at Bank Dole is pins. The one in the amphitheatre is either just rings or it's a combination, depending on how many boats are there, and ferry bridges pins. There are bollards, but they are not spaced for a boat this small. They're aimed at the old days when the big boys used to moor at the wharf. So we'll see how it goes when we get there, how busy each spot is. And the geese are heading off into the distance. Noisy beasts. It's actually not too many geese in this part of the world, but I think slowly but surely they are infecting the area. Because I tell you something, man, they can make a noise, and boy, they can make a mess. So yeah, it's certainly not my favourite form of wildlife. Ducks, not a big issue. Swans, not an issue. Seagulls, not an issue. Geese, well, cormorants also not a problem. They can suddenly raise their head out the water right next to you and make you just jump a little bit, because they can stay in the water for quite a long time. Now on the left here is some more moorings. They would have been, I'm guessing, a wharf in the old days, because there's rings and a concrete beam. There's also a pump station, so you've got a road all the way up to the highway, motorway, whichever one you want to call it. So you've got access to your vehicle as well if you happen to own one. See, the sky is definitely getting darker. Maybe calling for rain gear. Jacket and the hat just now. And the navigator will have to go inside, much to his disgust, although he doesn't like the rain particularly, so doesn't fight too hard when it's raining. And then perpetually bugs you to bring him back out again if he believes the rain has stopped. These bright pipe bridges are quite popular, not really the right word. I'm not sure what they what they move, although in a lot of cases I think it's gas. The UK's got a lot of natural gas lines that run all around the country, supplying houses, towns, cities, industries. Definitely getting windy here, and there's some nasty black clouds coming in, so we might just have to stand by to get wet. See the environmental agency are out here doing an inspection. They're responsible for all the drainage ditches that run down the side of the canals. Whole area used to be coal mines. That was the main sort of usage of the canals, was shifting coal for use in country as well as export. That's all gone nowadays, as have all the coal-fired power stations. moved around by the wind again. I'm going to start doing the sideways movement. I think for now I'm going to stop filming because lay the camera down. I don't want it blowing off the side of the boat. And we're going under another one of the steel bridges. This is just a small road. They used a lot of rivets to build these. Look at that. And steel work with steel work. On the right hand side we've got a big solar farm. These are becoming more and more prevalent in this country. Solar for miles. On this side is some machinery, screening decks, crushers. Don't think it's still in use. This is part of the coal mine. Grey and nasty. Bridge coming up to the railway bridge. And off to this railway bridge on the right hand side is an old coal mine. Still see the pit. Still see the wharfs. It's not much happening here nowadays. My camera's getting blown around a bit. So excuse the shakes. Slag heaps. Pretty much abandoned. Not sure how much rehab was required back in the day. Just a little bit. It's killing the railway bridge. Right hand side you're going to start seeing the old wharf loading points. Structures used to be some kind of loading equipment. I say all along here, see the big bollards. Boats used to tie up to be loaded. Through the undergrowth, there's a pit. If I look at the size of the wharfs, there was quite a bit of coal came out of this pit, out of this mine. So you could probably get 1, 2, 3, maybe as many as 4 on here, unless they were loading tom puddings. Sure, the little tubs. were towed by tugboats. Somebody came along and painted these bollards blue like mushrooms. Very nice idea. Only with an artistic bent. So otherwise it's pretty dismal. Old fence, old light poles, bit of history disappeared. Another bridge coming up. You'll see they're all almost identically built. So some nice steelworks had good contracts to build the steelwork for these bridges. A lot of the bridges in older canals are brickwork, and each bridge is sort of individual to obviously the brickie who built it. A little bit more classical than these ones, although their abutments are brick and stone. Just keep an eye out as you go around this corner because it is a little bit blind. I'm sure that nobody else is going to come say hello. This last straight bit after this bridge, we're then going into Knottingley. So we're nearly at the end of this part of the trip. Wind is wagging my camera again. It's definitely building up. And the clouds haven't really gone anywhere. Here we go, around the corner, in front of us, glass factory. To the left, so lorry cleaning park. And we're going around this blind bend, we'll go under this bridge. And then on the left hand side there's a boatyard, which dates back quite a few years. I will get better numbering and a little bit of history on it. Still in use, still very much works on the older boats, well, and the new ones, but specialises in some of the old riveted hulls. And there were lots of boats built here back in the day. It was actually one of the original inland boat building yards for commercials. Today, just realised that I don't think they build any boats here anymore. I think it's just purely maintenance and some moorings. Harker's Wharf and Marine Services. Crane, nice old boats. Coming up to the first area where we'll have a look at mooring up. Here's an interesting one. You got a caravan on a barge. You know, that helps with housing crises and things. You got a floating caravan, doll? Caravan on a barge. Some very interesting craft around here. Okay, here we are, mooring. Decided we'd moor up here at the amphitheatre. It's nice and close to the shops. It's a little bit quieter than at the factory in the basin. Wasn't able to film much of it because of the wind. Trying to blow the camera off the tripod, or camera with a tripod. So you'll get footage another time. And it's just a case of tidy everything up, close it all up, and call it quits for the day. Because it's lunchtime. Can't miss out on lunch, that is for sure. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to check the stern gland. Bumpy ride here. Let me show you this. Okay, this is behind us. Yeah, there's a road bridge quite close. I don't think it's close enough to have anything dropped on us. And it's quite a quiet road at night. We have moored here quite often. Sorry for the sun. And so this is the amphitheatre. There's a trading boat on the front selling tea and cookies. And this is what's called the amphitheatre. If we carry on in the direction we're going, we would end up in Castleford.